wanna get it, going all in, and I won't stop winning. Whip it, flip it, I just wanna get it, let it all go, and I won't stop winning.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you've already seen, this is going to be zone lifts focusing on biceps. That's right, the other half of the equation to building bigger arms. We talked about triceps in the other video. Obviously, that's the bottom half. We're gonna talk about the top half here and focus on the goal of getting bigger arms. A lot of people have questions and always ask me, hey, what's a good way? I got a mundane routine going on here. I'm not getting any growth out of my arms. What can I do to spice it up, throw in some different variations and get that much more out of your time in the gym? I'm gonna talk about that. I got 7 exercises for you guys. You've probably done some of them. You've probably done the other ones, just maybe with a different variant, but we're gonna switch up the not only equipment, but the way you do things, because that's how you get growth with adding in those different angles, that different technique, and those different equipment types. So let's jump right into the first exercise. First one up, we have double curls. One of the best things you could do to adding that really good mass to your arms. In this case, we're using the ropes because you have to rely completely on yourself for the stability. None of that equipment is gonna help you maintain that solid line. So with this one, you really have to focus on your stability and getting a good contraction in that arm. You'll see that I squeeze for about 1 to 2 seconds at the very high aspect to just focus that curl and all of that pump into the very top aspect of your bicep, because that's what gives you that overall rounded appearance, that peak or that baseball appearance in your arm. And that's something that a lot of people really strive for. And then we're gonna jump right into the next group of exercise, which is preacher curls. Now, if you've never done these before, they're one that is just brutal if you do them right, because they will add so much of a pump and give you so much of a contraction within that bicep. On these ones, you can see that my other arm is lending a lot of stability. There's going to be a little bit of shoulder movement just in virtue of like the way you have to sit, you have to lean. It's going to be a little bit of shoulder movement. For the most part, you really want to focus on just your bicep being activated. I add a little bit of a twist. It's sort of that one thing that helps get that last little like 5 to 2% of pump into the very high aspect of your arm, but just that little addition of a twist is going to add that much more of a fatigue into that bicep. The one thing I dislike about this exercise the most is my gym's platform has a ton of padding. Normally I'd say padding is good on preacher curls because it kills your arms, but on this one it's so thick that my arm sinks down into it, and I think that's a little annoying. It degrades your form a little bit, but for the most part, as long as you stick with the simple mechanics of it, you won't go wrong. And then this one right here is one of my new favorites. It's sort of a side curl mixed with a cable curl. And this one is amazing for getting that very top aspect of your bicep. That very high peak that starts to bring in to your deltoid that everyone seems to want. Even after arm day, I still have a good peak going on. This one, as long as you get a really tight squeeze up into that bicep, you will have a ridiculous pump. Utilizing your arm again as a stabilizing platform to put all of that exercise into your bicep. A little bit of shoulder is going to be involved just in virtue of it being how it is, but for the most part, try to focus this on being a bicep exercise and not using your legs to get that last little bit of leverage, because I've seen people do that. This one is a front curl. You've seen people do the double curls like this. Again, my gym's lacking. I don't have that machine because one side's broken, like everything in it, but this one is a good exercise to get the other end of that ball or that overall muscle peak. It's gonna get that downward section, which is really hard to target, but this one, that front pull just gets a dynamite pump into that low aspect of the peak, and it will add that full roundness into your bicep, which everyone seems to want, because having an elongated bicep just gives you the look of smaller arms. You really want that high peak. It's gonna add overall inches to your arms as well. And this one is ridiculously good. You'll see my arm there is just being held right here to add a little bit more stability, so where I'm not pulling myself to the weight's being pulled to me. This one is a new one I've just seen 1 or 2 people do, and I thought I'd throw it in. It's based off an arm blaster, and I'm sure I'll put a picture right here. You guys have seen these before. Bradley Martin makes them. Like Optimum Nutrition has their own one as well. There's a ton of different variations of this you can get, but they're always like 40 to 60 bucks. And for something I do, once, twice a week, 50 bucks is expensive. You got to carry it around. They're not small. It's gonna go on the outside of your gym bag and you got to carry it. And I just didn't want to do that. So I'm like, hey, I could probably mimic the exact same thing using my other hand, and I definitely can. As you can see, and it'll repeat here in a second, using a heavier weight, that it's really easy to do without buying the equipment. The main thing to focus on is that you tuck your arm in to the opposite side and you really isolate the movement. Right here, when we restart, boom, you can see I get a good sleeve in there. My arm is being kind of held on the other side by my hand, and it's focusing all of that movement right onto my bicep. Again, you're gonna have a little bit of shoulder movement. There's a lot of like secondary muscle targeting from the shoulders, but you wanna keep it as minimal as possible. So if you're really starting to feel it in your shoulders, sort of drop the weight a little bit, pull it back, and focus on that bicep. But the best part about this is you save 50 bucks. Everyone else gets to see your other arm holding, you know, a 40-pound dumbbell, and you get a good flex in the other arm. But it is a little bit of a different variation. You kind of have to drop the weight down, focus on the like good, solid, deep contraction of that muscle, and this will absolutely destroy your arms. Based on my facial expressions alone, I'm dying. That's a 40, but it feels like a 90. So once you get the weight dialed in, which you can do, it will destroy you, I guarantee. This one's from a clip from a few weeks ago with Dan. Just a down and dirty basic cable curl utilizing the double bar. Nothing really special to mention this one, but it's a good one to throw in if you're getting sort of bored with all the other mundane ones. Maintaining your elbows tucked in is really the only key aspect with that. And then this is the barbell variant using the easy curl bar. I really like the bar better than the cable. I think the cable pulling down constantly allows your form to degrade a little bit. This happens to be my preference, but either way you could throw whichever one you don't do in to get that much more of a different angle and a different sort of equipment type to get a better exercise out of it. This one is my favorite one, as is probably most of your guys's, the seated curl. Really focusing on this one is not leaning in, not allowing that shoulder to come halfway down and getting the bicep up for the other half. Getting a really controlled curl with a good twist on the top to get that really high aspect of your bicep. All of these are targeted at getting the most out of a small muscle group, which is your bicep. And done correctly, all of these exercises in any platform you guys choose to do will get you that much bigger of an arm, that much faster. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you've never done any of these exercises, I super encourage you to try them. If biceps are your weakening part of your physique, they're gonna affect so much. They're gonna affect your back, they're gonna affect your shoulders, they're gonna affect your chest. Everything revolves around your arms in some point, either to stabilize or to pick up the weight or to get the weight where it's about to go. So if you can't seem to get a good pullback for your back, or you can't get a really good deadlift, if you can't hold on to that bar, you're not gonna be able to do heavier weights. Focus on getting your arms in better proportion to the bigger muscle groups, and you will see a rise in all of your groups, I guarantee it. Hopefully, like I said, you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see a body part talked about, or if you want to see me either highlight a move you've ever seen before or anything, you guys know, as always, leave it in the comments below along with the like. Greatly appreciate all your guys' support. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Get out there, smash a gym session. I got a meal prep today. I got a few days left on this quest with freaking Dan to beat him. First one to gain 20 pounds. Neither of us is gonna make it, but I'm gonna still continue to push to get that much more weight than him. We're about even right now, but I have a feeling I'm gonna win this one. I don't know, we'll see. Again, hope your guys' days go well. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy.
Why always me? Steady on my grind, I've been keeping me on lead.